I opened the door and found my cheating wife tied to the bed, with 3 men already undressed and ripping her clothes off. I rushed at them, but the fourth one pushed me back and said, "You'll have to wait your turn, cowboy. Wait 30 minutes, and then she's yours." The ambulance took them to the hospital with broken jaws, ribs, and groin injuries. It was a quiet night. Very quiet. I parked in the driveway, turned off the engine, and sat in silence for a moment. I didn't plan to be home this early. I cut my work trip short, but didn't tell Emily. I thought I'd surprise her. Consider a late dinner with her. As I got out of the car, a strange feeling hit me. The house was dark, with only a faint glow from the bedroom window. Joy, motion, soft voices. I opened the front door slowly, trying to be quiet. I felt a strong urge to turn back and leave, but another part of me, clenching my fists, pushed me to discover what was going on. I heard her then, Emily's voice, begging. I rushed, heart racing, legs taking me to the bedroom. I hit the doorknob, flung the door open, and my world shattered. Emily lay on the bed, her wrists bound to the headboard with silk scarves. Her dress was torn, her face showed fear. 3 men stood around her, shirts off and belts undone. A fourth man stood by the door, arms crossed, observing. He turned when the door slammed against the wall and smirked, as if he had been expecting me. A large man with a thick beard laughed and tightened his belt. "Wait your turn, cowboy," he sneered. "Wait 30 minutes, then she's yours." I felt something break inside me. No thought involved. Be decisive. Just movement. I lunged, and then the nightmare started. He never saw it coming. I hit his jaw hard, and he fell like a sack of bricks. His smirk vanished, and his teeth clattered to the floor. Chaos erupted in the room. The second guy lunged, but I was quicker. I dodged and elbowed him in the ribs. He gasped and doubled over as my knee hit his face. Blood splattered on the bed. Emily yelled. I turned to see the third one reaching for something. A blade. Nope, not today. I took a lamp from the nightstand and hit him with it. He fell hard, groaning and holding his head as blood dripped from his fingers. The fourth guy, the watcher and ringleader, stood there smirking. He looked unfazed. "Not bad," he said, rolling his shoulders. "Do you really think this is finished?" I didn't respond. I took action. I got to him before he could respond. I hit his face once, twice, 3 times, until his smirk turned into a bloody mess. I lifted him by the collar and slammed him back down harder. Cracked ribs. He gasped in pain. I could have quit. I might have should have. But they didn't plan to stop, did they? I took hold of his throat and squeezed. His eyes widened, hands gripping mine. He was scared now. "You think you can just walk into my house like this?" My voice was low and trembling with anger. "You thought I wouldn't respond?" His lips shook, but he couldn't talk, not with my fingers blocking his breath. I released him right before he lost consciousness. He struggled to breathe, choking on blood. Emily remained tied to the bed, looking at me in shock. I overlooked her. She isn't my priority now. I stood up and saw 4 broken bodies on the floor. This isn't finished. Not at all. I picked up my phone and called a number. "It's me. Cleanup needed." 4. Pause. A voice on the other end laughed. "Got it." I hung up and turned to Emily, who was still frozen, her eyes darting between me and the wreckage. I raised a hand as she began to speak. "Stop. Nope. This was just the start." Emily shook as I sat down in the chair by the bed. Her wrists were tied to the headboard, her body half covered by torn sheets. She stayed still, hardly breathing. The room was silent and heavy. I looked at the 4 unconscious men on the floor. They were no longer my concern. Emily was there. I leaned forward, elbows on my knees. "Tell me, Emily, did you come up with this, or did they persuade you?" She recoiled at the chill in my voice. "Okay, just Jack, please." I raised a finger. "Be careful. Pick your words carefully." She had tears in her eyes, but I didn't believe her. Not now. I loved her, gave her everything, and she threw it all away for this. 4 unique men. She shook her head quickly. "I didn't plan this. They just..." I chuckled briefly, without humor. "What did they say? Did they kidnap you? Did you tie someone up against their will?" I pointed to the panties on the floor. "Did I put something in your drink? Or perhaps you knew exactly what you were doing?" Her lips shook. She remained silent. The silence said it all. I relaxed and breathed out slowly. "You weren't going to tell me, were you?" I wasn't asking, yet she shook her head. I knew the answer already. I got up and took my phone. Click once. It only took that to send the recording to the cloud, safely and securely. Beyond her reach. She blinked, unsure. What did you do? I smiled. You'll know soon. I turned and left the room before she could beg or scream. Tonight was not the end of her nightmare. That was only the start. I heard Emily sobbing, but I kept going. I walked down the hall, stepping over the 4 unconscious men on the floor. They won't wake up soon. Okay. I took my jacket, put my phone in my pocket, and went outside. The night was cold, but I was heated. I'm not finished yet. Far from it. I stayed out. I drove directly to Detective Callahan's house. He's a veteran cop, a family man, and my friend. I helped him lock up some of the worst criminals. Tonight, I needed his help with that. I rang the doorbell, and the door opened after a moment. Callahan stood in sweatpants and a hoodie, his expression changing from tired confusion to sharp concern when he saw me. Hey, Jack. His eyes scanned me, noting the bruises on my knuckles and the blood on my shirt. What happened? I didn't respond. I took out my phone, tapped the screen, and gave it to him. He silently watched the video. He took a deep breath and rubbed his face when it was over. Son of a gun. I agreed. Do they look worse than you? He inquired. They'll be in the hospital for weeks. He nodded and grabbed his keys from the counter. Let's go. Callahan and a team of officers arrived at my house within an hour. The 4 men were unconscious as they were handcuffed and taken out on stretchers. Emily? She sat on the couch, trembling and pale. She stayed still since I left. As soon as she saw the cops, she reacted. She sprang up, eyes wide. Jack, please. This isn't necessary. That was a mistake. I'm ready to help. I didn't look at her. Callahan passed by and signaled the officers to advance. Emily Carter, you are arrested for conspiracy to commit sexual assault, aiding and abetting, and obstruction of justice. Her face lost color. Wait, Cold metal handcuffs clicked onto her wrists. She struggled and cried, but the officers were indifferent. They pulled her to the door, her screams echoing in the house. She gazed at me, filled with desperation. Jack, thanks. Don't let them get me. Sure. I met her eyes at last. I smiled. Did you want to play with scum, Emily? You will now live with them. The door closed behind them. And just like that, she disappeared. I wasn't done yet. While Emily was in jail, a few more people still needed to face real consequences. I was going to teach them. Emily was gone. The 4 jerks? In the hospital and facing charges. I wasn't ready. Not yet. Emily didn't do this alone. Some people had supported her. Those who supported her. People laughed at me while she made our marriage a joke. They believed they were secure. No, they weren't. I began with her parents. I was always treated like an outsider. I never felt good enough for their princess. I ignored their snide comments. Their dismissive behavior. Their interference too. Now, I knew the truth now. Emily's mother knew about the affair. She supported it. What about her father? He bailed them out last time they were in trouble. Stop. I visited Mr. and Mrs. Holloway at their estate. Not as their son-in-law, but as the man ready to ruin their legacy. Their faces when I showed them the evidence, the video, texts, and money transfers, were priceless. You have a day, I said calmly. Sell it all. Get out of town, or I'll ensure all your high society friends see this. Mrs. Holloway cried. Mr. Holloway went pale. Their mansion was for sale by morning. One completed. Next was Lisa, Emily's best friend. She covered for Emily. The person who lied to me, saying Emily was out with the girls while she was with those guys. I didn't chase her down with my fists. I pursued her career. Some emails. Some strategic calls. A leaked video shows her laughing about Jack never finding out. Fired by the end of the week. Blocked. Not employable. She messaged me, asking me to stop. I ignored them. 2 completed. Then, there was Jason. The worst one. Emily's primary partner. The leader. The arrogant guy who believed he could steal from me and get away with it. Nope, not this time. I ensured his life was intense. I explored his background, uncovered his questionable business, drug issues, and secrets, and shared everything with the right people. His manager terminated him. The landlord, he was evicted. His partner, he was left, just when he thought it couldn't get worse. The police knocked. I watched from across the street as they pushed him into the cruiser. His eyes locked onto mine through the window, filled with panic. I grinned. Done with 3. Emily believed she was ruining my life, but ultimately, I ruined hers. What about me? I left the wreckage behind without a glance. Was this revenge fair, or did it cross the line? Share your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. If you enjoy amazing pro-revenge stories, subscribe and like for more thrilling tales you won't want to miss. Your likes, shares, and subscriptions matter to us. It helps us deliver the stories you want. Your support matters. Thanks for being part of our community.